46 extra defense points. So onto a very tanky robot already, getting 46 extra defense points is basically becoming immune to damage entirely. Howdy everyone! Welcome to my second video on War Robots. For today I am going to be showcasing the Ammit robot with almost all of its weapons, except for one hippo, but I am replacing it with the Ultimate Shredder, which does pretty well. And I'll also be using my Neon Anaksor. These are both of the robots that I got from the last video where I spent $10 on data robot pads and tickets, and these were the two robots that I got, and I figured that why not use them for the next video and give them their own showcase. Alright, on to the first match. I'm going to be using the Ammit first. Mainly going to be trying to showcase its durability and its survivability. So I'm going to be heading straight in first into the enemy team. Probably going to try to hold the middle for as long as I can, because whoever really holds the middle for longer, the more likely going to be the more winning team. I was a little confused right here because I thought that was an enemy robot, but no, that was just a teammate in stealth. I did activate my shield a little too early here, and I also got stuck on the wall, but thankfully the shield on the Ammit does recharge fairly quickly. There's a 8-second cooldown for a 10-second ability. And I'd rather be using the shield more often anyways, because the more damage the shield takes, the more defense points I get for the robot. And typically the more defense points, the less damage the enemy team will be doing to me. So I'd rather have the shield activated than not most of the time, especially when I can be potentially shot at anyway. Yeah, I was starting to back off here because I was starting to get pinked by the entire enemy team, and since the Vector could probably pull me off the ledge there, I just wanted to get a couple more shots in before my shield went down, and just backed off. I didn't really notice that the ball was behind me, but both the ball and the enemy team's Vector was trying to take the center. But thankfully for the Ammit robot, really tanky, especially when people shoot the purple shield. I get like, I think it's 50% more, 50% damage taken gets turned into defense points. So I became very tanky during this entire interaction. Took out both the Vector and the ball unit, so that's just the power of the Ammit when it gets actually charged up with defense points. It was very helpful that our teammate had a battleship that gave us extra health and shield, so that was very helpful as well. I also have my own battleship charged up. Whenever I activate the battleship, it gives me like 46 extra defense points. So onto a very tanky robot already, getting 46 extra defense points is basically becoming immune to damage entirely. And a Titan spawned. And typically, you can almost beat Titans sometimes with stronger robots, but Titans are just meant to be, well, stronger than robots generally. But we almost took out that Titan itself. Now onto Anaksor gameplay. I was trying to take out this Hestatus, but the shield on the Hestatus usually lasts a lot longer than I'm anticipating. I'm still not used to the Hestatus shield. And I was trying to shoot at the Amugi there while it was in stealth, because typically you can still shoot robots that are in stealth if you're lined up correctly, but I wasn't. I was like an inch a little too high for the Amugi. And the Hestatus, the Hestatus shield, I think it's called a stasis shield. That thing is, I think it has like a cooldown of like 8 seconds after you take out both Hestatus shields, but it lasts for a long time. And then I get taken out here by the Shogoth. Alright, on to the next game. I spawned in my Ammit. This is also another close range map. So it's really good for the Ammit robot in particular. The only really downside for the Ammit robot, to be honest, is you're playing walking simulator for like half the time because of how slow it is. But yeah, there's an enemy vector there. I was trying to see how much damage I can do to him, but it's a very high level vector. So I took my chances and just kind of backed off after shooting one more shot at him. Thankfully, the vector kind of ignored me there, but that was a very high level vector. A Teth robot. These things are very hard to take down unless, well, we have shield. Which thankfully for the Ammit robot, the shield on the purple shield is basically infinite for the duration that it lasts, so that was a plus sign. This vector unit kept ignoring me though. It kept going for my teammates. I think he was thinking that my Ammit robot was a lot higher level than it was, but yeah, he just kept ignoring me. I forget what that robot's called, but it leaves a turret down when it goes invincible for a couple seconds. And it keeps shooting at my shield, so it keeps building up my defense points too. Whenever I see these robots, I tend to leave my character out in the open so I can get extra defense points from the turret, because the turret doesn't stop and be like, oh, I shouldn't shoot at this guy because I'm giving him extra defense points. It just keeps shooting anyway. I did take a lot of damage here, but thankfully these one-shot weapons, they do an astronomical amount of damage. I had my battleship ready here, but I don't think I used it. No, I did use it, but the vector still killed me through it, unfortunately. That was a very high level vector. I probably should have backed off, but he chased me. Now I'm going to spawn in my Anaksor for this round. I was going to see if I can snipe this kill here from this vector that killed me earlier, and I do, so that eliminates a big threat for my team. I did see this guy on the top here. I think it was a Mars robot. Yeah, it was. And I took away most of his shield. That's like the Mars main antic is the turret and his shield. So taking away one of them is basically leaving him like a sitting duck. This is the same guy who had the vector. He spawned in his ultimate Minos, so I just didn't start shooting at him because when he has this reflector up, he basically sends back 100% of the damage anyway. So there's like no point in shooting him. I almost had him. I started to back off because I was using the natural cover of the ship, but yeah, my teammate finished him off. There was an enemy Anaksor here. I waited for his flight to start a little bit so I can start mine, so my flight would end last. So I would get the extra invisibility and the upper hand on when he started landing. But the Anaksor did get a nerf in the recent patches where its invisibility doesn't last as long, but it's still fairly good. But it can be left like a sitting duck if you use all your invisibilities wrong. Here I was just waiting for the other Anaksor to fly up while keeping the high ground, and he flew up, which was honestly a mistake first off, so I waited for him to use his flight for a little longer, and then I used mine. Yeah, I used mine right here. He landed right in front of my teammate who was using an Atlas. That's rough. I think, yeah, my team started lasering the guy below me. I think it's an Ammit. Yeah, it's an Ammit. So I decided to just drop down and get between him and his shield so we can finish him off. Yeah. We're capturing all their beacons too. There's only one beacon that we don't have. That poor Cyrus Titan got absolutely lasered. That's the ultimate Minos now. The ultimate Minos is actually a really good Titan. I mean, basically my whole team here and we're all shooting him and he's not going down whatsoever. That Arthur with a million shield health got taken down before the ultimate Minos. Just kind of goes to show how strong that robot is. Yeah, my Titan teammate, he's an Atlas, holding him down. But yeah, the ultimate Minos reflector shield You basically can't shoot at them or you're just going to be killing yourself instead of the enemy. But thankfully I had my Titan ready and we just lasered him down. And yeah, I believe this was the end of the game. Yeah, we won this match. Well, that was the Ammit and Anaksor gameplay. I hope you all enjoyed. Um, Honestly, these two robots are really good, and if you're looking for a tank, the Ammit is a really good robot to have. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.